Again, welcome everyone. It's great to see so many shining, wonderful, bright faces, master souls. And this morning we're going to talk about peace and avoiding burnout. And I like to share. So I'm going to give me 1 second. We'll share something on the chat. So it's just an article from the Crystal Clarity magazine, which is a magazine that's published by Ananda Village. And it's just some words from Swamiji on how to avoid burnout. And this is important for us as yogis, because as we develop as yogis, we're going to learn to put out more and more energy, have more and more energy flow through us. But we need to be very conscious of that energy and what we're doing with it at all times. I didn't like that in the beginning. I thought, can I just please, do I have to become conscious all the time? Can't I just have some relaxation? And we can, and relaxation is important on the spiritual path, but it has to be conscious relaxation. And we have to be aware of exactly what we are doing as we relax, that to just completely let go of our energy, our awareness, and just become passive and subconscious really isn't what we want to do as yogis. As yogis, what we want to do is learn to relax, yet still be aware of how we are relaxing, and relax in ways that won't pull our consciousness more and more and more down. And each one of us, we get to figure out how to do that. But meaning each of us are individuals and we'll find our own balance, our own way. I've heard Swamiji say that it's good to compartmentalize. That's a long word, compartmentalize our lives, meaning make a section that's for meditation. Make a section that is for physical exercise. Make a section of your life where you do your business activities. Make then a section for fun. And there can be all kinds of different ways to have fun. Speaking of that, I feel this is also very important for yogis. And that is sometimes in meditation, as we start going more and more into our true self, into super consciousness, all kinds of solutions will come for problems we might be having. And then we face a dilemma. Should I get up and write this down? Or should I just forget it and push that thought away? But it's a very important thought because I've been searching for this answer maybe for a long time. And what I do is I tell God, you have to put this thought back in my mind later at the appropriate time when I can use it. Right now, I'm only focusing on you, and I believe that you're going to take care of my life in all aspects and all things at the right time. So I'm relying on you to put this thought back in my mind at the right time. And then I keep going forward towards God alone. But here was the point I was really trying to get to. I have found that it's nice after meditation, when formally I'm done, to take 5 minutes. I actually like to arrange my morning, the day of what are the meetings going to be, what solutions to problems are there. And so I know someone else, actually, Nayaswami Shivani from Italy. What she likes to do then is she goes for a morning run or a walk or whatever after her meditation. And that's the time where she uses her mind actively to sort everything that needs sorting. Because if we don't do it in meditation, and then we just get up and we're running and we're sending emails and you're on the phone and you're trying to sort out all of these thoughts in your mind, you never actually take a conscious place in your day to do that. And anyway, I find that it's important to make that space. It's not meditation, but it's not also frenetic activity, that it's calm, focused, peaceful thinking and planning. And I feel that we need space for that in our lives. Anyways, at the end, it's up to you how you will organize everything. Interestingly, in that document that I just sent you, Swamiji says, don't compartmentalize your life too much. leave space for flowing and times for just peace. And we need that as well, that if you regiment your life too much, you'll just, the joy level will go away, the fun factor will go away. And so leave spaces also for just trying to see, okay, what's trying to happen right now, and just to just be, even though that being is not necessarily a deep meditation or something like that. Another important point in that article is that the world is going to tell you that you have to do this and you have to do this and that. But it's very important. Swamiji wrote a song, Go On Alone. It's very important that you go into your own center and that you ask God, what do you want me to do here? And that you follow your own conscience. That if you just follow the conscience of the world, it won't lead you properly. Obviously, it's good to have a guru. It's good to have spiritual guides, spiritual friends to bounce ideas off of. Even Swamiji had advisors. Even Master had advisors. Take that, because I'm not telling you grow your ego and just always say, I know what is right. I meditated today and God talks to me directly and I know. I want you to find that space within yourself, but not if it's coming out that way. I mean, even not through physical words, but if those kind of thoughts are coming to your mind, it's not right. But if you're asking others also, I feel that God wants this, but what do you think? But then at the end of the day, who has to take responsibility for your life? You have to take responsibility for your life. And if you are making decisions that are in harmony with your own highest self, your own highest understanding, you will be at peace. Peace then won't be something that you have to actively go out and search for and think, God, once all these people leave me alone and all these business duties are off my head, then finally I'll have peace. That we need to find a space where even as we go through the day, that we're doing it from our calm center and to be peaceful all the time. I hope that you have a lot of energy flowing and you get involved in big projects and lots of things are going and there's deadlines and you have to make it happen. And it's so easy to get caught up in, I'm just going to huff and puff and send 3 more emails and make 2 more phone calls and look at that Excel sheet and, fine tune the numbers and then I'll relax at the end of the day. You need to do those things, but you need to do them in a relaxed manner also. If you put your peace off into the future, you'll be chasing it like that donkey with a carrot in front of it on the stick with the string. You'll never find peace. But if from every moment you do those things from a peaceful center, then you'll find it. By the way, I just want to clarify, I hope we all know the 8 aspects of God. And I won't go through them, but 2 of them are peace and calmness. And understanding the difference between these is vital. This morning, I've just been using the word peace, 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 because it's the topic. But actually, in a clear definition, that peace is the cessation, the stopping of all movement. And calmness is that place within that is also peaceful, it's calm, but from that activity can flow. In just a wave that goes up and down, there's always a center to it. Maybe I can put it like this, that if you've ever been on I think it's jula in Hindi, a swing, that if you move your legs and you can even move your body in a certain way to make the swing go forward more strongly and make it come backwards more strongly, or you can pull on the strings that hold it in a certain way and bring it back to a certain kind of peaceful moment. But when that swing moves, there's peaceful moments, and this ties right into what we do with all of our techniques. That when it comes up to the top, there's a moment before it comes back down to the bottom, and then when it comes to the bottom, and then it goes all the way back to the other side, and there's a peaceful moment. But right as it comes through that middle section, it's going left and right, let's say, that there's it's imperceptible, but there's a moment where it's not going left or right, it's just hitting that middle space. And if we can always try inside to live in that space, then we can push the swing wherever it needs to go. I've probably been talking about this a lot, so you may have heard it, but I've been fascinated by it for weeks because I've heard Swamiji tell his story. I'm a Greek, and that he, taught himself Greek in 2 hours and then passed his exam. And only 2 people passed that exam. I've heard him tell that story 100 times. But a few weeks ago, I heard him tell it again, and he said, when you go inside and you become nothing, then you can become everything. And that sounds like abstract philosophy, but he proved it in the Greek exam by saying, first of all, he went to that space, I'm nothing. And then from that space, he could say, okay, now I choose to be Greek. And then he could pass the exam. And that's that same point in that swing, right? That point of nothingness, that 0 point. There was a yogi called Shunya, and he said everybody's good at something, people take on different names, whatever they may be. Swamiji, for example, was Kriyananda, that he wanted to find bliss through action, and through Kriya, of course. But this Shunya said, everybody specializes in something. I want to specialize in being nothing and good at absolutely nothing. Anyways, these are all just different little stories urging you to find that centered space within yourself, because then you can actually do more in this world. But if you just are huffing and puffing, you will burn out in a single day, that you'll feel at the end of the day, dear God, I just need sleep and let this world just please leave me alone. But if you're not going through life huffing and puffing, then you can do more, and it can be midnight and you can still feel charged with God's energy. And so we really need to go within and find that space. Another point I wanted to make this morning is that you see on TV, of course, we're not supposed to watch too much TV, but people yelling and shouting that this government's not right and this and that, and we need peace, and they're yelling for peace. That's never going to work. It will never, ever work. The only thing that will work, if you really want world peace, you have to find it within yourself first. That's the only place. And it sounds weird, that how are you? You think, little me, I have no influence on the government or in, my YouTube channel does not have 1 million viewers. If I find peace within myself, how is that going to change the world? But it's the only thing that ever will. That in time, and this has to flow with God's plan and the yugas, but more and more souls will come together, the peaceful souls, and they will be the ones that become in charge of the world. If it was otherwise, the dinosaurs would be in charge of the world, because, or whatever, I don't know this kind of history well enough, archaeology and all of this, of the saber-toothed tigers or whatever, the big animals that were living at the same time as primitive man, but they were much stronger than man, but man was smarter. And so now they are extinct and man is still going. But if brute force was what was truly meant to be in charge of this planet, then saber-toothed tigers would be in charge. But it's not. Peace, love, kindness, these highest ideals are what is meant to be in charge of the planet. Obviously, everything has to go up and down. God could not have a show if there was only peaceful yogis meditating and that was it. That God wants there to be a show and for it to be entertaining. Remember, life was given to you for your education and entertainment. And so there will be negative times. We're living through negative times right now on the planet, but you don't have to even really tune into that deeply. You just have to tune into, God, what is the mission that you want me to fulfill on this planet, and do those things. The overall charge of the planet, Babaji will take care of it. But the more peaceful individuals he has, he can bring them together and I was just listening to one of Master's talks. He used a word, you don't quote me on this, but it was something like God has sent us to rehabilitate the planet. I'm not sure if it was the word rehabilitate, but you got the feeling that the planet was going to go through turbulent transition, tough times, and then groups of loving, kind, peaceful people were going to become in charge and just make a different world. And we have Master's teachings, we have Master's example how to do that. Master also once said that if all of the good people were to go to the jail, then the jail itself would become heaven on earth. And sometimes I think of this planet as a jail, and we ourselves have put ourselves into it through our own desires, through our own karma, thinking that we're going to make a perfect world, which we never will. But if all of us find that peace within, that we can at least make a world that is much, much better. But again, the only true heaven we're ever really going to find is within ourselves. And to find that, we must meditate. As I was meditating in this 15-minute meditation here, I was trying to hong saw and just then be peaceful afterward. But of course, some thoughts come. And I was thinking, okay, I have to do a satsang on peace. Okay, I should, then be peaceful right now in this meditation. And this little exhalation came from me. And just in that one exhalation, I could feel that I was trying too hard to be peaceful. And it's just like those people out marching on the streets saying, we have to have peace. That exhalation, I could feel it. It had every exhalation we have, every inhalation, each of those has a particular consciousness, a particular vibration. And I had to just smile in my little meditation we just had here, thinking that if we try so hard to have peace, it also will just slip through our fingers as if we tried to grasp onto water. That we have to cup the water and you gently hold it, but you can't grab it. And so it's the same with peace. We have to make our hearts a receptacle for it so that we can hold that peace, but we can't grasp it, and we can't even strive too hard for it, because it is an inherent quality that is already within us. And we make a space in there for it, and then we gently hold it, and we nurture that space within us that is already there. Meditation is a very fascinating thing, and it's a very gentle art, a very sensitive art, to learn to open ourselves and listen more deeply. In the metaphysical meditations that I played in the beginning, Swamiji, he was reading that those are Master's words, but I believe one of those lines is, peace is the breath of stones, stars, and sages. And I love that, because you feel that there's some energy, there's some vibration that permeates the entire universe, and it's peace. It's more, it's Om, it has, it's joy, but that it's in everything, that it's in the rocks, and that it's in us. Once Master gave a meditation, not exactly sure where this is. It might be in the book Conversations with Yogananda, but again, I'm not sure of that. But Master had said, when you meditate, you can visualize your breath as the heaving waves in the ocean. And what we're trying to do then in that visualization is get the ocean where it's just like glass, where it's perfectly calm. And we're trying to get our breath perfectly calm, back to the definition of peace, of becoming perfectly still. Again, a Christian reference from the Christian Bible, from Psalms, spelled strangely with a P, Salms, if you wanted to look it up. But be still and know that I am God. And what that means is, I'm not saying, and know that Shankara is God, that's absolute nonsense. What I'm saying is, know that God is within you. that if you can become still, you can know who you truly are, and you can know that God dwells within you. Back to that meditation of watching your breath as the heaving ocean, but wanting to make it more and more calm. He said you can also visualize, I believe this is true, the hairs on your body as the trees on planet Earth, and like your whole physical body just as the planet. I don't remember all of the details of all the wrinkles on us or whatever, or the valleys. I don't remember, but it sounds like a fun meditation, and I've done it before, to just visualize the physical body as planet Earth, and then take all of these little aspects and just try to make them feel more and more calm. And so strive for that peace. Here's another point, is that we need to have priorities in our lives. And as we get more energy flowing and there's more and more things to do, and I hope that you have that amount of energy, that you're not just sitting around and, I'm bored, I don't know what to do, that you know that, okay, I could do this, I could do this, I could do this. Then we have to start to prioritize and ask ourselves, I don't know, is it a higher priority to go running today? Is it a higher priority to do the energization exercises? Is it a higher priority to do more kriyas and not go running today? And again, balance all of these things that I've just said, but is it a priority? I have this family member inviting me out to dinner. I have this friend asking me to go watch a movie. You have to have a social life also, but it all has to be prioritized. Honestly, if you wanted, you could just have a pure social life and just go be social all the time. Depending on your financial situation, you might run out of money if you were to do that and not put emphasis on that. But even forget about money. Let's say that you only had a social life and that was it. You would start to feel more and more empty, that you go outside to try to receive light and joy from other people. But somehow when you come home at the end of the day, you would feel empty. And the more people you went and mixed with, I'm telling you, the more you would feel empty. Comedians have the highest suicide rate. And it is said that they go and they're on stage and they're making everybody laugh and they're happy and everybody's happy. And then the whole audience goes away with their families and groups and they're still laughing. And that comedian gets in his car and drives home alone and suddenly has the exact flip-flop of that, of all that outer laughter, and now there's just inner aloneness. So go ahead, mix with people, have fun, give to them. If you're only thinking, what can I get from these social arrangements, you'll find that you feel even more empty on the inside. But know that even in your social interactions with other human beings, what are you really searching for? God. And all of this, I was talking about priorities. And this is where it gets interesting, because it sounds like it's just philosophy that won't work. But let's say you're prioritizing physical exercise, how much time to give to your cook or to cook your own meals and to go shopping. I mean, how much to prioritize healthy eating, because it's much easier just to call Swiggy or whatever. It takes more time to prepare your own wonderful meals. So you're prioritizing now, right? But the highest priority should be God, should be peace. And you feel like, well, that's just an abstract thing. It's not actually something that I have to do, like decide whether I'll go shopping 4 times a week or twice a week or once a week or whatever. But that priority of making peace the highest priority, it will flow through all of the other priorities. And it will be like on a mala that we, jap mala, it'll be that string that holds all of the other priorities together. And it will be the priority like the stone, the philosopher's stone that turns other stones into gold. It will be that which helps you organize all of the beads on your mala and tell you which place to put them in, because the ones that are closer to peace, you want to give those more priority. The ones going out and running around with 10,000 different friends, and then you come home and you feel empty inside, that's not giving you peace. And you say, okay, I still have family commitments and this and that, I'll do it, but that's not going to be my highest priority. And so it gives you an indicator on how to put that all together. So these are all very practical things on how you can find peace and avoid burnout. And then one more thing, and then I'll open it up for questions. Again, I want to emphasize, I tell you many things that I've learned from Swamiji, and I want you to read and study and listen to Swamiji's videos and talks and listen to Master's talks and learn from them. But even there's something beyond that. And it is, I'm just re-emphasizing here, your direct connection with God. And learn to go into that space where you can ask God anything and you feel God helping you all the time, and learn to live in that space so that you directly can ask God, I need help right now. I'm not feeling peaceful. What do I need to do right now, God? So that you don't have to flip open the manual and say, should I chant A or chant B, or should I do 3 Kriyas? Which is the higher priority? That you can just ask God, what do you want me to do right now, God? And that you can hear that voice. And that voice is going to come to you in a particular, unique way. And we have to keep fine-tuning our ability to listen, and then our ability to act on what God says. Because sometimes, we hear everything, I don't, okay, really? I don't want to do that. Maybe he's really not saying that. And we need to learn to do the right thing and get into that positive, peaceful flow. And then I promise you, no matter what trials you go through, that you know that God is there giving you the peace on the other side and giving you the strength to overcome them. And you know that he didn't give you these trials to punish you, but he gave you these to strengthen yourself. And all of it is then, what are we really strengthening? We're not strengthening so that we get physically stronger, or so, and we can, that's part of life, it's fine, or that we get mentally stronger, but all of these attributes are used so that we can put ourselves together in deep meditation and offer ourselves ever more perfectly, and that we can hold that cup ever more steadily, to commune, to bathe in God's peace and feel that oneness and that joy and that light. And this is the purpose of life. So please see everything that's brought to you outwardly, as help, as stepping stones, and help to help get you towards that place. And please know that you can do it. It's so easy to look outside and just think, I mean, I have all these problems and nobody else does. Everybody does. But don't let those overwhelm you. Just come back to your center and please believe you can become a Jivan Mukta in this lifetime. And you can do it. And so those are my concluding words. We have 10 minutes. I'm open to questions in the chat, unmuting yourself, whatever you like. Okay, somebody just don't be shy. Just, you can ask how's the weather here in Chandigarh. I don't care, but somebody ask something.
Good morning, Shankara.
Hi.
Hi. So my question is, when we are in meditation and we go to the center where the point of calmness is what you had mentioned, many times, this is my understanding from meditation, is whatever I have understood, the definitions or concepts, it all comes to an end because nothing defines that calmness. And there is a quality of it which goes beyond my knowledge of things. And when I pause, it has to be a total silence to even to get to understand the depth and nature of it. Of course, it's a very fleeting thing. So to hold it for a while is really the challenge for me. And that's where I want you to
Okay,
do that.
thank you for sharing. I'm happy to hear that we do all have that sacred space within that actually is, I don't know if it's undefinable or indefinable, but we can't define it, but it's there. And it is very difficult to hold on to it. But one thing is for us to continually tune in to Swamiji, because he knew how to hold on to it at all times. And I think it's more than a particular trick or something, but it is within ourselves, reminding ourselves that we like, as Master would put it, the good cheese better than the stale cheese. And just continually reminding ourselves, I like this way of being better. That there are so many distractions and so many pulls from the world and things that we do simply just have to do that do take us out of our center. But slowly we refine ourselves so that we make better choices and that we learn to become more aware of our energy and how we're giving that and that interface between the world and our own energy and what that interface looks like on a constant basis, so that we don't get thrown off course by the world. I often think about people who do the martial arts, karate or judo or whatever it is, that some little person can be fighting a person much bigger and much stronger. And that stronger person will throw blows at the smaller person, but he knows how to deflect them and how to just flow with that rather than just continually taking it on and affirming, I'm strong, I'm strong. And we too can learn how to flow with life, stay in our center, know which way to move at any given time, so that that never gets disturbed. But just we all have to do our best to continually hold on to it. Thank you for that question. Who has the next question? Trisha, hi.
Hi,
Hi.
good morning. So, I wanted to share that it's been like more than 2.5 years that I have been making this New Year resolution to be a princess of peace. So, whenever I come across anything which is on peace, it really catches my attention. So, I would like to share something which I was reading yesterday from Awaken to Super Consciousness, which was again on peace, if you will allow me.
Sure, please
So,
go ahead.
yeah, so I'm reading out. It says the meditation practice, plumb the depths of intuitive perception within you at the calm center of your own heart. If any restless or disturbing feelings arise there, withdraw deeper still to the very center of feeling, as if to the calm eye of a storm. Once you try that, finally you will enter a vast hall of calmness. And then Swamiji goes on to say that there are two things which you can do with this, as per my understanding. One is to banish any pain which is in yourself, like physical or emotional. And the second is to get the solution to a problem. So for banishing the pain, he says, focus with calm feeling on your inner center, then project that center into the pain. Visualize yourself at its center and concentrate there. If you can penetrate deeply enough to its center, it will cease to exist. And to get a solution to a problem, he says, similarly, when faced with any problem in life, or when undertaking any creative project, or to help you to attune yourself to countless situations, seek your own heart center, and then from that center, visualize the center of the matter at hand. You will know suddenly exactly what to do. So these were so beautiful because they remind me of the energization exercises also. When you have to do, you concentrate at the center of the muscle. So here also, if you can project the feeling from your heart to the center of the pain or the center of the matter, you will get a solution.
Excellent. Thank you so much for sharing that, Trisha. It is all of our jobs to keep Swamiji alive. That when we get inspired by something like that, it's our job to share it. And it's so beautiful because you actually, Trisha, you add your energy to Swamiji's energy and then add it to all of us. And it just becomes such a beautiful, beautiful thing. Swamiji's understanding is so deep. And I love this path because you can pick it up from anywhere. I mean, you can pick up energization. In the beginning, I hated energization. I didn't want to do it. And now every day I just think, wow, what a gift for self-realization and for awareness. And it's just so amazing. So that was such a beautiful reading. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to go to Leon's question here in the chat, which is when we are listening during meditation, how do we know the voice is from the right space and not from ego? And that is such a deep, deep question. And we have to test it, that it's why we have this physical world outside, so that when we hear something on the inside and we believe that that's right, well, we need to put that into action and test it. And if it turns out to be right and is good for all and makes us feel better and everyone else feel better, then it was right. But if it just absolutely doesn't work out and everybody's yelling and screaming, then it was wrong. Another way is for me, if I don't know, let's say I get some idea in meditation that I don't know, should drive up to the mountains tomorrow or something. If on the inside I feel my heart, "Oh, yeah, yeah, I should drive to the mountains and I'll see some trees and it's gonna be all peaceful and my heart's going doo, doo, doo," then it's not right. But if I feel okay, I should drive up to the mountains, and on the inside it just feels very peaceful and gentle. And I ask again, God, is that right? And I get this peaceful feeling. So it's holding that thought form up to that inner peace on the inside and seeing, does it make you feel more peaceful, more calm? Also, sometimes I just feel Master's silent smile or signature on a thought. That's a very hard thing to explain, how a thought could have like a signature on it. But somehow I just feel that it came from him and not from outer influences. But I make mistakes in that all the time, and I'm still testing it and learning. But I know that these are deep feelings that we can learn to perfect and rely on and learn to trust more and more. But we need to go slowly in developing our intuition and learning to listen to that very quiet voice of Master or God or whatever. So take that. It's, to be honest, a multiple lifetime thing that we will come into. Excellent. So it is 10 o'clock. I love to respect everyone's time. It's a precious thing. This has been a precious time together, and I enjoy all of your energy. Thank you for coming. Thank you for having me here, and I look forward to next time. Let us close again with another healing prayer. Visualize anyone or the entire planet or anything you like, and visualize this person or this group being surrounded by God's light. And let's pray together again. Divine Mother, thou art omnipresent. Thou art in these, thy children. Manifest thy healing presence in their bodies, in their minds, and in their souls. And let's rub our hands together and let's chant Om 3 times. Shanti, shanti, shanti. Thank you.